very static. Then the series of interviews, were those interviews done just by sound recording, or you also videotape them? Shoot them on image too?
No, I always videotape.
Yeah.
Just, as because we're there anyway.
Yeah. So all those interviews were done on site, right?
Yeah, there's a couple of them that I did, and we reused that from location scouting as well.
Yeah.
And some of the interviews I redid with the people that I had met before, and others were just other people that we were meeting, just brand new people for us, new acquaintances.
And actually, I don't know if I understand correct that you said there are already many coverage on that area and on the lives there. That means, is it TV newsreels?
Yeah, there's from what I know, there's this Swiss kind of reportage or little TV documentary from 2000, early 2000s. And then there was, there's a couple of, while we were shooting there, actually, there was this very, by coincidence in April last year, there was this very long article, 20 or 30 pages on the New Yorker. So there's a couple of things that were coming out before and even afterwards that are still coming up. Because it's full of conflicts and it's and that it has that curiosity about being the highest place on earth that is inhabited, because after that your body you cannot set a house in a place and live there, even if these people they live there, but they also have this second house because no one really wants to be from there. It's like what we hear in one of the testimonies on this long shot. It's like, why would I change my residency to La Rinconada? I'm not from here, I'm from elsewhere. So no one really wants to say that because they're ashamed. And it's, it's basically, it has a very weird energy, that place. And I'm not mystic. I'm not, I don't really believe in energies or stuff like that. But it's very strange, and it's very strange when you meet the same people out of that place because they're suddenly totally different. And it's very strange to realize that no one really has a friend or someone they can rely on. You can be hearing someone being stabbed on the street, that you won't go by the window, that you won't try to help them. And for me, that's, going beyond humanity somehow. And this is what the people, these are not just my comments, otherwise I wouldn't be doing them. These are things that you hear from their mouths.
Questions? There.
Thank you. My question is, do you hope through making a film like this that somehow something can change with the lives of people that somehow, I don't know how, but can be made better?
Well, that is a problematic thing, I think that making documentaries is not a very beautiful thing per se, if you have to choose something. And honestly, I don't believe that films make a change in that sense. Because we want reality to remain the same, because we want to go there and shoot, and it's always a power relationship. Of course, I try to deal with that the best I can, because also, I feel that it's a kind of a triangle and there's some responsibility involved. There's the filmmaker, the audience, and the people or the place you are portraying. And I think everyone deals with that in a different way, and I think it has to do with your morals and with your ethics. But I really try to look for a balance, and I also think that I try to be honest most of it, and just to play the cards. But what I do mostly is just to raise questions, and I don't have the answers. And So I'm not, you know, when I say that I don't make campaign films. You know, I'm not making a statement, I'm not making a judgment. I had a film about a mercenary that before this one, and I've heard things like, how come you set this guy on screen without, you know, shouting that he's a bad guy? You know, but the thing is really for me it's to step back so I could leave the judgment to the viewer. And maybe, you know, back to that film with the guy, I realized that I wasn't a judge, I wasn't a journalist, and I wasn't an historian. You know, and those people, they have their own job and they could do things afterwards. So, you know, if the films that I make somehow get you thinking about that place and get you researching about that place and getting the right specialists to actually actively do something about it, then, you know, of course, that's also one of the purposes why I make films. But I'm not just, you know, I'm looking for an active viewer. I'm not really making statements or saying how bad this is or maybe this should change for this or that. You know, for me, it's just nice to see at one level, to see that the payaqueras, they actually have some political awareness. But then at the same time, you get to see a meeting where there's no chance for them to actually come for a resolution. You know, we shot that scene, we arrived at 7 in the morning, we left around maybe 2 o'clock, and apparently they stay there until 6, just whining what we hear here. You know, it's like there was no concrete solution. And these people, they want to go to Lima and they want to fight over their rights. But then they have the awareness of saying that maybe, you know, maybe Fujimori wasn't a good guy back then. Maybe having the daughter of Fujimori is not such a bright idea. Maybe they know that at the end of the road it doesn't really matter who's leading the country because, you know, they're just left there. And it's really still a problem, you know, there's a lot of imbalance between genres in Peru. You know, it's a very, very Latin society on a bad sense.
Next question.